we just talked about Chad Gable and what his ties and Jey Uso. Both of those guys are qualified for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. So we've got Chad Gable, Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. One of the best matches of the year every year. A lot on the line. The winner winning the contract to face to get a championship match at any time. Timmy, who would you say is the front runner to win this, and who would you, if it's not the front runner, is there anyone that you would like to see win this match?
I like that it's a good mix,
Yeah,
right? There's a really solid mix of different stars here. Guys that are high flyers, guys that are just power guys, right? Like Drew. And then you have, an LA Knight who has been on the precipice of, getting, this title shot, right? He had one with Roman Reigns, but like he's been close. And it's totally you could expect to if you see him win, you would say, okay, I'm good with that, right? Like last year at Money in the Bank, we thought he was going to win, and our boy won. What's his face, Damian Priest. So, uh, it's going to be fun. I think. Ricochet not being in it, he was in it last year. That was pretty wild. But like you add Andrade,
hmm
who can probably not do everything that he does, but I mean, he's
very
proven,
impressive.
yeah, he's been proven to be, a really solid competitor in those types of matches. Isn't he the
Carmelo
W?
Hayes is going to be trying to
Yeah,
show out, I'm sure, his first WWE main roster PLE.
yeah,
Um, you know,
yeah,
and a
but
guy, like Jey Uso, who has had one of the top merch sales going on for the last almost 8 months.
yeah, I would say that if we're being honest here, I don't see how CM Punk can get involved in this match. If they're going to continue to go down that road, I would say that Drew probably doesn't win this match because of his interference of some way, shape, or form.
Right.
I'm seeing social media stuff with he's taking pictures with his family, and he's got CM Punk's bracelet on still. It's a whole thing. So there's still ammunition there for him to get involved. Um, the Jey Uso thing really kind of I had my eye open. I don't see Andrade winning this match. I don't see Carmelo Hayes being thrown a bone like that. So that really leaves LA Knight and with Jey Uso. Who's the other one?
Drew and Chad Gable.
And Chad Gable. Yeah, so I'm an idiot. Does Alpha Academy reform at Money in the Bank with our two favorite wrestlers that have never been seen since WrestleMania? I mean, where are the Creed brothers?
You know what would be interesting? And, you just kind of spitballing here and this kind of just popped in my head. It would be interesting to have Chad Gable win the match, win the Money in the Bank, and then cash in for the Intercontinental Championship on Sami Zayn in Canada. Kind of a, uh, you know, win, like get back what he lost when he lost in Montreal and turned into the heel, kind of get his vengeance. Because then you don't have to worry about, because you think whoever wins, you think, okay, they got to be in the heavyweight championship or the undisputed championship run. You know what I mean? But Chad Gable is so set on that Intercontinental Championship that maybe, this is one. So just a thought right there. If I were to go, I'd say the front runner to win it is Drew McIntyre. The only thing I think about that is in my head, I have it like made up that Gunther is going to win at SummerSlam. Like I really feel that. And so, we're going to get to Damian Priest's match later, but if Drew McIntyre wins, I don't see him cashing in and taking it away from the Damian Priest to only lose it less than a month later to Gunther or and have a rematch from last year's SummerSlam. And then I don't see Um, yeah, so I just don't see that happening. And I don't see him cashing in at Gunther on SummerSlam if he wins it. So
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of eliminates that. You get CM Punk, whether it's him or his wife interfering to uh to keep Drew McIntyre out of it. Jey Uso is another interesting one because if the plan is for Solo to go to SummerSlam and face Cody Rhodes, and maybe he does beat Cody Rhodes and becomes a champion, and that whole bloodline story is going on, to have Jey Uso with the contract there. Roman Rock comes back. Maybe Roman's, apology is helping Jey cash in and beat Solo for the title and giving main event Jey Uso his championship that he's wanted his whole life. Man, there's so much going on. Maybe they give it to a young Carmelo Hayes and say, hey, we're going to give it to this young guy and put him over. We are fully invested in Carmelo Hayes. Maybe they give it to LA Knight and he decides to cash it in on Logan Paul because they have their history. God, this could go so many different ways, but I'm looking forward to it. But right now, I guess my front runner, I'm gonna have to say if I think they are gonna go with this, I'm gonna have to say Jey Uso. I'm going Jey Uso wins Money in the Bank. That's my pick.
I'm going Chad Gable.
Did you like what I just drew up there with the
I did.
Intercontinental?
I did. Yeah.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's solid.
Master in the Bank. Hey, if it means putting the belt on Gable, I am all for it. We love Chad Gable on this show, even when he's a heel. But that would be an
He,
interesting thing for him to
he's
go into that wide six with that too.
and he stopped doing the thank
Yeah,
you,
right,
but
right.
he's
Hey,
not
he's
doing
toned
this.
it down a little bit. His
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
over the top. He still has his
Hokiness.
comments, but that's we're really looking forward to that match.